Hello everybody, this is Elissa from Mink Arts and Crafts, and today we are going to do the next installment. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get my chair all set up. We are going to do the second video or next installment on my temperature cross-stitch conversion, stitch along, whatever you want to call it, that I am doing for the year. And I am super excited because I am now officially fully caught up and actually on point, and I've been focusing on this for the last few days, and I am actually fully now caught up with what I needed to be caught up with. I am filming this on the evening of the 18th, which is Thursday night, and I have just placed the last of the drills that I needed for the temperature for the 18th. So I'm super excited about that. So if you weren't remembering, this is the temperatures. I'm going to do my overhead light, move my water bottle out of the way. I'm going to put the light on so you can see the colors spread right here. This is my little working kit that I have, but you can see the lovely rainbows that we have here. And as a little bit of a review, or if you weren't watching and hadn't seen this before, from when the previous video in this series was me kitting up and finding all the colors and doing all of this for it. But these first few colors here, through to, I believe through to the, I don't know why my iPad is being weird. No, I'm going to turn the iPad off. That's weird. No. All right. Siri was being weird on the iPad. So these first few colors through to the 3866. So these colors right here are the ones that make up the border. And I'll show you the border close up in a moment. But these are the constant colors for the border. And then the colors from the 155 through to the 5200. So this color here through to here. These are colors that will be in the shelves that are constant colors as well, that are in the shelves. And then starting from here all the way through to the 963. So sorry, I still have a little bit of a cough, so I'm trying to avoid coughing. But these colors here are the colors that I picked for my temperatures that you could have. And essentially what I have, and I'll kind of pull them out, I've divided them up. So these four colors here, this gradation will be the coldest colors. So these beautiful blues are going to be my, will make up the temperatures that are in the 50s range. So they're the darkest colors. So far, I've only had one day, I think it was in March, that rolled into the 40s, and I basically made it like just those two colors, the two darkest blues, because I didn't want to get another color out, or another set of colors. These four blues, like lighter tones of blues, those are the ones that are in the 60s. So I've got 50s, 60s, these ones, which are some of my favorites, these kind of like aquas, those are the highs that are in the 70s. I love those ones. And then the greens, another set of favorites of mine, are highs in the 80s. I love those. Beautiful colors there. I'm going to end up having a lot of those ones. And then we come over into these ones here. These purples, lovely purple tones. I'm not a red. I couldn't avoid the cough. I'm not a red, orange, yellow type person. So I went with purple tones. So these ones are 90s. These darker purples, just kind of like, those are the 90s. And then a similar purpley tone, I went with a lot of purples, but slightly different purple families. So this is more of like, those are darker purple tones. These are kind of like lighter, softer purple tones. Those ones are going to be in the hundreds. And then I went with kind of fuchsia and pinks for the 110s. So when the temperatures get up into the 110s this summer, those are going to be the colors that I use, these fuchsias and pinks for the 110s. So that's the colors that I went with for the temperature SAL. I am going to be doing another temperature SAL now that I've kind of like got this one caught up. I can work on my other one, which is going to be the lows. I'm going to do that one as like the low temperature of the day. So this is going to be the highs of the day. That one's going to be the lows of the day. So let's go ahead and take a look at what I did. So I've also got this lovely little grid that I'm doing. So as I get the high temperature of the day, I'm writing the day down, and I'm writing that high of the day down. And I'm using the weatherunderground.com is what I'm using. And then I put a little dot next to the day as I finish marking it off. So I forgot to put my dot next to, where's my ink pen? Where did my ink pen go? I thought I put it in my tray. Oh, I did. It was just hiding. It was hiding from me. Okay. I'm throwing things all over my desk apparently. I forgot to mark off the 70s because I do the colors for a couple days at a time because I was playing catch up. But now I can do them like one day at a time if I wanted. But you can see here, so I've got and I kind of had them split up where each column is what is on a sheet in my markup app that I'm using for the conversion. So like if I had it as like a piece of paper, I would have each of those would be like a sheet of paper. So that's what's visible in like one set of the grid. And then I would transition to the next set. And I'll show you that on here. So this is how I have it. And then I can mark them down as I go. So that way, and I've got it divided by month. So I'm working my way through April right now. Those are the colors. Now we're going to turn the overhead off because we'll have too much of a glare once I roll into this. And we can see the reveal of everything that I have done. I don't feel like it's necessarily needed to go down and show you all of the border because basically this border just extends down along the sides for forever and a day. And then it's a little bit skinnier on the bottom. Because the prettiest part of the border is the top right here. This is our Spooky Library SAL. And I mean, look at it. It's so much fun. So you can see we've got our January. And I'm deciding, because this is made to be on like a black Ida, because it's a fabric cross-stitch conversion. I'm thinking I'm going to do a black, just do a 310 background because it looks really cool on the black Ida. So I may play around with it. And as long as it stands out with the darks of here, and I think it will. I think it'll look good with the darks, but I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do is some 310 as the background, because I think that'll look pretty cool. I could do a lighter color as the background color, but I have some lights kind of scattered all around here, and I really want those to stand out and be accented well. So I'm thinking the black, the 310 would look really good for this to give it that. And it's a bookshelf. These are shelves. And shelves are dark. So I kind of want the shelves to be dark with the potion bottles on them. But you can see here we've got January up at the top. And each item on the shelf is a day. So we've got the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. So all 31 days. And then we have our 29 days for February, 31 for March, and then we're into April. In April, I have done through the 18 days. And then I have like some of the browns, because I was already working on those colors. I placed the bottle tops down as I was cutting across. So when I say that I'm working in strips, so to right here, this is one sheet of paper. So on my sheet, that covers, when we're looking at April to here, that is the first, those are the first 9 bottles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because that is one piece of paper in my app. And then the next bottles, so bottles 10 through 19, which are right here, are under the next flap of plastic, which I've cut right here and folded back, which runs from here to there. So I'm like one shy of finishing this section because I don't have tomorrow's temperature yet. So you can see that's how I've got it going, and then work from there. But I love how this looks. I think it looks fantastic. My washi tape doesn't hold up very well to constant use and having this laying on my desk for so long, because this I am actually having laid across my desk, which is so abnormal for me to have it across the desk to work on, because I normally use an easel, but for this it's just laying across the desk because that's how I'm working, because my easel has other stuff on it. And this I wanted to be able to just sit there, have the iPad sitting right here. I usually have the iPad sitting here that I can work on and reach and cross things off. I'll have my phone on its stand sitting right here on the canvas with like a video playing or drama playing or something while I'm working. My water can be sitting right there, drills off to the side. I've actually been working on this sideways now. For the first few, I was working with this upside down. I just flipped my iPad upside down and I was working upside down for the first few columns. But now I got a little bit further. I've been working on it sideways. And it's hard to reach once I get to here. So I may actually flip it the other way to work these ones so I can actually reach to here. Because it's hard to reach across-wise and I don't like having to work that hard. So for these ones, I'll probably flip it and have it turned this way to work this column instead of having it turned this way, which is what I've been doing. So I think that's what I'll do for the last few days worth of it. But that's what I've been working on. And as you can see, we're starting to see some gradation of colors, and I'm loving these colors. So we have our cooler colors. January was a really weird month. Like, we had one day in January that was up into the 90s, a number of days that were in the 80s. And then like these ones are the ones that are like, yeah, so we have 90s, 80s, 50s. So yeah, here you've got a day that was 50, 60. That one was kind of like a constant color one, but you've got 50s, 60s, 50, 60, 50, 50. These are 50s because of the dark tones. But you have a bunch of days in the 50s, but then you go up into the 80s right here. We literally jumped from 56 to 83 right there. That was the high of 56 into a high of 83. And then we went from a high of 82 down to a high of 66. So that's like the temperature range that you had right here. That's the 70s. Those, because I love those tones there. Those are the 70s, which are such cool colors there. So like 80s, 70s, and then the purple is the 90s. So quite the range, all the way from 50s up to the 90s in those purples there. And then as we come down, February was a little bit more like laid back. You had 50s, 60s, a couple into the 70s. So 50s, 60s, 50s, 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 50s and 60s. And it wasn't until we get over here that we had a day in the 70s. So we had our first day in the 70s. Everything else was 50s and 60s, 50s and 60s, 50s and 60s. Another day in the 70s, 70s, 70s. So we only had a couple days in the 70s for February. Everything else was either 50s or 60s. So it was a little bit more like monotone temperature-wise, 50s or 60s, depending on if it was super dark. And then March kind of was a little bit scattered and had a little bit more variety. March is where we rolled into our variety where we had 70s, then we went into the 60s, back up into some 70s, back down to 60s. This was our day right here where we went down into the 40s right here. We popped into the 40s, and then we went from a 42 day, a 47 to 72. So it was like quite a jump from 47 to 72, back into the 70s, 50s, and 60s, 50s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. We had one 80 day, it looks like right there. Did we have an 80 day? I think that was an 80 day. Yeah, that one with the green like that, that was an 80 day. Yep, that was our 180 day was right here. And then back into the lower temps of like the 70s. And then the cooler temps of 60 and then 50s. And then April has been warmer already. You can tell that we have much warmer temperatures already because we were 60s, 70, 80, 70, 60, 60, a couple days 70s, 80s, 80s, 80s. So some higher temps already that we've rolled into because it's been 80s, back 70s, and then back up into the 80s. Like yesterday was a high of 89, today was 88. So we've been into the higher temps, and it'll be interesting to see what the rest of the month rolls out, and if we roll into the 90s to get some purples back into here, or if we stay into these lovely like blues and greens. Like, I'm loving this color variety and this color palette. Like, not that it's a lot of variety, but I picked these colors on purpose. Like, I love this color tones. It's been super fun to work on, and I'm pleased with how it's looking. And I'm excited to continue working on it. As you can see, I've got a lot of empty canvas still to go. Like, if I pull this up so you guys can see the rest of my empty canvas, because this is quite a bit of canvas to go. This canvas, I was able to order it the exact width that I needed, but it's a little bit longer. So you can see those are the bottom border there, and I have like an extra little bit left. So that's how much excess canvas I have from there down to there. It was like an extra 20, extra like 30 spaces worth of canvas, extra 30 blocks of canvas, but not a lot. But overall, still plenty of leftover canvas. But I mean, I'm almost a third of the way through, but that means we're almost a third of the way through the year as well. And I'm loving the look of this. I'm really excited to, I think once I finish this row, I'm going to go back through with the 310 and start adding some of the 310 in. But I kind of wanted to show off how awesome this was. I could have waited until I finished this at the end of April, but I really wanted to kind of show it off now as opposed to waiting until the end of April, because I was super excited for how awesome it's looking and how fun it is. And I can't wait to start into my other one to do the lows. I'm kind of curious to see what the daily lows have been in comparison with the daily highs. And I think I'm doing the daily lows one. I want to do that one in like all fairy dust drills. I think that's going to look really cool to be all fairy dust for that one. But anyways, I hope you're enjoying you enjoy this and kind of get a little bit of a glimpse of the temperature SAL and seeing how awesome it's looking, because it's looking phenomenal and I am super pleased with it. But that is what I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.